Welcome to the 2015-2016 Kansas Assessments Training. This training is for anyone who is involved in the process of giving or monitoring assessments for the state of Kansas. And we are going to try something a little different this year. For those of you who don't come to the normal January in-service or were absent for some reason, we're going to give you this option to sign off and say that you've gone through all of it so that we don't have to try to schedule a time that works for everyone. And hopefully this will work good, and I would really appreciate your feedback. In this training, there are a series of things that we are going to be looking at. The first one are some assessment resources that you can use if you're looking for information about the assessments. The next thing is an overview of the assessments, what accommodations are available and how to go about completing accommodation forms, the ethics training and the assessment fact sheet, which will give you the information you need on what is appropriate in the testing situations, a tiny little quiz over the stuff that you've learned, and finally you will need to sign an agreement that says you will abide by the guidelines that have been presented to you. So the first section of this is the assessment resources, and there's two websites that you can go to give you information. The first one is ksde.org, and by going to that website you will click on the A for assessments and it will take you down to the information on assessments. The second one is the Kansas Assessments Program, or KAP, K-A-P, and you can get to that website by going to www.ksassessments.org. This is the KSDE website. If you click on A for assessments, go down to assessments, you'll see several different things in the document and resources that you want to definitely pay attention to. The first one is the Kansas Assessment Examiner's Manual for 2015 and 16. The 2015-16 Test Security Fact Sheet, which I will give you a copy of, or you should have a copy of. The 2015-16 Kansas Assessments Overview, which you should also have a copy of. If you scroll down, you'll see some information on accommodations, documents, and resources. The accommodations manual is definitely something you'll want to review if you're dealing with a child with accommodations. And scribing. This gives information on if you are a scribe for a student. The second website that you'll want to look at is kansasassessments.org. Looks like this. There's lots of stuff on here about using KITE, documentation on KITE, and they do give some information on the examiner's manual when it gets updated and some of the releases. There's also tabs at the top that you can look at for accommodations and other things like that.